No chance in hell. I knew there was no way out of this. Anyway, let's equip the Megaton Hammer and start putting it to use. There's this pillar right there. What you gotta do is pull out your Megaton Hammer, and it drops down to a lower part of the dungeon. Now there are those statues as well. Hammer, hammer. Yeah, now that we've got it, especially since we're near the end of the dungeon, we're gonna use it a lot. Okay, now more fire keys. 2 of them. Aw, man. Okay, at least I got both of them. A few hearts as well. Now, a little pillar here. I'm gonna hammer this one. And somehow the tremors are so intense that it creates a giant staircase to a room further down. Now you want to take one of those boxes. There's a blue switch all the way down there, which means that it needs to remain pressed constantly if you want to go through. Hence, why the boxes are there. Excuse me! Just hate how the cutscene happens every time you step on the switch or you put something on it. Just remove the bars already. Anyway, this pillar here puts you back in the room with all the firewalls and the flame jets. These switches that are all rusted, you need the hammer to press them, obviously. And now we're back above that room with the Goron that we couldn't do anything about before. So, Block of Time means Song of Time. That means the block's going to come all the way down there, and it's going to act as a stair of sorts to access the top area of this room quickly, and that includes the area over there where you can see yet another rusted switch, and I totally missed that jump there. Anyway, oh yeah, that was a little too far, but anyway, now... This switch looks rusted. Yeah, I get the tutorial on how the switch looks rusted. Well, I say tutorial, but it's really more of a comment. After activating the second switch that was rusted. You're a little late there, Navi. But, yeah. He's talking about those statues that you need the Megaton Hammer to move. Bombs won't work, obviously. Don't you have anything stronger? He's referring to the Megaton Hammer on this one. Fun fact, my brother used to call it the Magneton Hammer when the game first came out. Hey, cut him a break. He was 11 at the time. But, anyway, now that our business is done here, see there's yet another pillar over there, and that is the pillar that interests us, because it's the one that goes crashing all the way down into the room where we previously met Darunia. So, behind us is the boss door, but we can't enter quite yet because we don't have the boss key. Fortunately, the boss key is very, very close. Just want to drop down there. And this statue that I pointed out at the very beginning of the dungeon, it's right here. Now that we have the Megaton Hammer, we can remove it, and we got a fire key. There we go. Hate those fuckers. They always seem to get a hit, like, between 2 sword slashes and stuff, and those things, you'll learn to hate them. And, okay, we got another one. Oh, come on! Come on! It's going right through the keys! Come on! That's just fucking cheap! At least I killed a bunch of other ones, but that one must not go unpunished! Get over here, you chicken wuss! Fight like a man! Come on! There we go! Now we got one more of those slugs left, and I guess I forgot to mention that this is one of those rooms where you have to defeat every enemy in order to be able to advance. And now this next room, it's gonna look awfully familiar. It's almost the same as the room where we encountered the light before. So what you want to do, pull your sword back, put up your shield, and once again, those tiles come careening towards you. Just let them come. No danger if you have your shield up. And, okay, now we have to deal with a like. No, don't do that. Oh, come on! No. Go away. Thank you. And there we go. So, gonna drop a heart or something. Nah, red ruby, whatever. And there's a free gold spatula here, one that's really not hidden that well. It's right in the way. Okay, now this room, second flare dancer. You beat it the exact same way you beat the first one. Seriously, there is absolutely no change whatsoever. So let's just attack it from the other side. It's a lot trickier with the Master Sword because it doesn't have nearly as much range. So it's actually going to have time to... Oh wow, there we go. That's the flame attack that I was talking about. I'm just going to get away from these flames. Don't want to get hit by them by accident. But yeah, when you get close to the core, it's going to do a U-turn. And from experience, I can tell that it's going to have a lot more chances to complete that U-turn and start running in the opposite direction if you don't have... Whoa! Almost exploded right in my face there! But yeah, if you don't have enough range, it's going to be able to perform that U-turn and continue running, and eventually it's going to go back in the fire and regenerate even if you haven't hit the core twice. But that sort of takes a while, and with the Bigoron sword, it really should never happen. Okay, this room now. We got another one of those rusted switches here, and you can see in that cell there's the boss key. So now the dungeon's almost over. The only thing that's left is the boss, and this Goron actually says different things from the others. Please help Big Brother. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to, because clearly Big Brother isn't watching you. So, okay, gotta open it from that side. Yeah, there's that keyhole on that side, but you sort of gotta pay attention in order to even see it. Not that I'm complaining about the graphics. By 1998 standards, the graphics on this game were really, really good. It's just that, you know, the keyhole sort of blends in with the rest, I guess. Anyway, Fire Temple, almost done. Only one thing left to do, and that's to defeat the boss. And sorry to spoil the fun, but it's not a particularly difficult boss either. You'd think that a fire-breathing dragon would be a little bit more threatening, but to be honest, not a hard boss at all. And now we got the obligatory, overly long-winded cutscene informing us that evil is afoot. Yeah, because us going through the boss's door really isn't enough of an indication. And platform sinks, now there's no escape. And this is Volvagia, the boss of the Fire Temple, Subterranean Lava Dragon. Very easy boss overall. It's got 3 attack patterns, and it's always going to repeat the same pattern. First, second, first, third, first, second, first, third. First attack pattern is its only moment of vulnerability. It's going to do that swipe thing, and then you have a few seconds to move in, attack with the hammer, then slash with the sword. And now that that's done, it's going to move on to other attack patterns that don't expose it as much. Now, what you want to do, you just want to put up your shield, watch Volvagia fly around, do absolutely nothing, try to take a bite out of you every now and then. Since you have your shield up, it doesn't do jack. Just let it keep doing this. Eventually it's going to get tired and go back into one of those little pools. And it's going to expose itself again and attack with a hammer. What? I missed! Oh, wonderful. Okay, at least I get a second chance, and I'm not gonna miss it this time. Attack with the sword, alright. So, third attack pattern. Volvagia is gonna fly high above the room, and it's gonna start triggering rock slides. Now, you want to put up your shield and start running around to try and avoid the rocks. It's a bit trickier than that, since you don't have the turtle shield technique anymore. It just got hit there by a rock. And another one. Wow. Can't wait for this to be over, because, man, I'm taking a lot of damage. 2 hearts per rock. Awesome. Never thought it was that much. Whoa! It was too far away, didn't have time to move in. Okay. By the way, yeah, as the battle progresses, it's going to start faking you out when doing this particular swipe attack. Okay, 3 hits. That means I guess I got to give it one more hit before it dies. And it's back to doing this. And whoa! It's breathing fire! That's the second boss in a row where I haven't seen it do an attack for so long that I completely forgot that it do it. First Phantom Ganon's lunge attack, and now this. At least, I guess, when I started L-targeting it, and stopped breathing fire, so I guess this is because I didn't L-target it that it started breathing fire all over the place, but whatever. Let's try and deliver that final blow now. Hammer! And for the rest, I'll refer you to my middle name! But, yeah, that rock slide attack, to my knowledge, there's no absolute reliable way of dodging those rocks, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is a pretty big 3-hard run killer, since, well, if you're going at full health, only 2 rocks would kill you. Fortunately, I'm not nuts enough to try and attempt this. I mean, this actually was okay. It's not my best Olvagia battle, but I have also had a lot worse than this. And I just gotta love how the warp is right in the lava pool. Anyway, now that the fire temple is beaten, we're gonna have a little scene, if I remember. Yep, it's right now, where we see that guy on the roof where we got that piece of heart from as Kid Link, when normally we can only get it as Adult Link. And, well, yeah, there goes that fiery cloud over Death Mountain. It's just a regular smoke cloud now. And another side effect is that the eruptions on Death Mountain, you know, in that passageway that led to the summit, well, now there aren't going to be any more rock slides and eruptions, so now you're going to be able to pass safely through that area, which is good because there's a gold sculpture to be obtained there once you get the Megaton Hammer. Anyway, now that we've beaten the temple, we also get mandatory little speech from Darunia, even though this doesn't advance things much, I guess. At least at the end I'm going to get another medallion that does absolutely nothing. And by the way, something that I haven't mentioned yet, but I definitely should, you can use the Megaton Hammer as an offensive weapon in place of your sword. It's not recommended, though. I think it has the same attack power as the Bigoron sword, but it doesn't have anywhere near as much range, and it swings very, very, very slowly. So if you don't have the Bigoron sword, you're even going to be forced to use the Megaton Hammer for offensive purposes against the final boss. But we'll get to it when we get there, I guess. Anyway, we just got our 3rd medallion of 6. Don't forget, now you and I are true brothers. Anyway, now that the Fire Temple is done, there are still a few things to do before we move on to the next temple. First and foremost, here in the Death Mountain crater, I just barely touched that platform and it went flying. But yeah, you want to head over there, next to the entrance, or rather the back entrance to Darunia's room. There's that bridge over there. And there's a cave that's blocked by those boulders. You can't break those boulders with bombs. You have to smash them with the Megaton Hammer twice. And look at that! Great Fairy's Fountain. Now this one, what it's going to do, it's going to double my magic meter. Now you may wonder just how much good it's going to do me, because we barely used magic power at all so far. But it's all going to change, because in the later dungeons in the game, we're going to be using spells and elemental arrows and stuff, all of which require magic power, so it's going to come in handy later on, especially if I end up needing the very magic-consuming Nehru's Love, which is the only spell I don't have yet. It's only obtained a lot later. But for now, she is going to extend our magic meter, along with certain other things if you're into really pointy boobs and creepy faces and stuff like that. And it's funny how the magic meter isn't even being shown throughout the entire process, like they couldn't even animate that. Anyway, now that this is done, we're going to call it quits for today. Next time, on Ocarina of Time, we're going to... No! No! Dear God, no! You gotta be kidding me! We already reached that point of the game.